KISS. That's a very important term. It's a term that most every coach has heard before. Keep it simple, stupid. Unfortunately, I think that far too many coaches don't pay attention to the importance of this concept. What you do is important, okay? If you run the wishbone, or if you run the spread, the new spread offense with the triple option action from shotgun, no matter what you do is going to be important as far as your ability to succeed. But how you do what you do is much more important. How you run that wishbone, how you run that spread offense, triple option action from the shotgun, how you do it is ultimately going to determine whether you're successful or not. The more you do, the more difficult it is going to be for you to teach your offense, and the more difficult it is going to be for your players to be able to execute that volume. The more condensed and concise your package, the easier it is going to be for you to be able to get your players to execute properly, because you're going to have less to have to practice and less to have to teach and less for them to have to learn and learn to execute. Next, I think it's very important for you to present your information to your players in condensed, uncomplicated information packages, okay? Some people will come out and give their players a playbook that's, looks like the Yellow Pages. Well, in high school and college, I think it's going to be very difficult for those people to spend a whole lot of time with those, looking through those big, massive books and really get a whole lot out of it. I think, if anything, they'll be very frustrated with such a large body of knowledge. I think instead it's important to have a playbook. If you look at one of my playbooks, it looks more like a almost looks in comic book form, where it's very, very simple presentations of the major concept. I want them to understand what that cross route was all about that I diagrammed for you before, that it's one of our basic 10 or 12 pass patterns. I want them to specifically understand that design, and I want to present it to them in a very simple, uncomplicated fashion so that they understand that concept. If they understand the concept, then we can apply it a multitude of ways, but we always have basic rules to follow. But I want the presentation to be presented to them in a very uncomplicated way so that they can get a thorough knowledge of what we are trying to do from a basic standpoint. When they have that basic knowledge, we can always make adjustments. I think it's important for you to understand that you should teach to the bottom 10% or the bottom 25% of your team as far as their intellectual makeup. Because many of those guys may be your great players. And if you have a great player who's not the sharpest guy in the world, you need to do all you can to help him to understand. That's another reason why we don't want to give too much. If there's an awful lot for that person to learn, chances are he may not be able to learn it. But in the same token, if that great player who's not a super student, not maybe the smartest guy in the world, if he has a condensed package that he has to learn and you present it to him in a very simple, easy to understand way, then he's going to have a good base knowledge from which to build upon, and which he can learn more and more as the season goes along. Teach and coach to that bottom 10%, because those are the people that may very well be the people that help you win. Teach the whys of an assignment. Okay, teach the concept. Why are you running that square and across the formation? And why do you have to make sure you get to the middle? Because we're running a crossing route, and we want those routes to they must intersect and cross one another so that they can be effective. If you sit backside, all of a sudden we may get a log jam and get two routes that are on top of one another. We want our receivers to understand all the important concepts that are necessary to make our routes or our patterns, and this is certainly just as true in the run game. If we got a blast play, we want that back to understand he has to hug the double team. hug the double team and knife up tightly. That's where he's going to get his big yardage. So we want them to understand the whys of an assignment. We want our coaches to teach concept. Just blocking that guy and down blocking that guy will not be as effective as understanding why we are trying to down block that guy. We must understand it's very important that a confused quarterback is big trouble. The quarterback has an awful lot to do on the football field. He's your field general. He's your leader. He's the guy that has to understand much of the operation of your offense. And an easy way to really put your offense on the wrong track is to have a confused quarterback. And we very much are concerned about how intelligent our quarterback is, and depending on his intelligence may very well dictate how much we put in for our total offense. Because again, if we have a confused quarterback, we have very, very little chance of succeeding. I think it's important to refine your system every year. I don't know why, but it seems like some people are changing their offense from year to year. They're almost jumping on the bandwagon of what the latest fad is. And that doesn't work very well. If you want consistency, if you want your players to understand your offense, then design an offense that you feel is good versus any defense, so that from year to year, all you have to do is tinker with it, make adjustments, perhaps add a series here, add a play there, add a pass pattern that you feel could really greatly help your offense. At the same time, cull out and take out plays that are ineffective. But you don't necessarily have to change your offense from year to year. You're much better off to refine your system each year, find out what's working, find out how you can make it better, find out what's not working, and either fix it or get rid of it.